Adam's brought us off track to an area where there's moth plant work that's been going on here with the Bream Head Conservation Trust, and the Enviro team from Whara Head School have been busy helping get this pest plant out. It's one of a number of pest plants that we have in Aotearoa, and not the sort of thing we want to see on our lovely walking tracks, are they? And what are pest plants? Why are they such a pest?
Well, our native forests for millions and millions of years evolved without these plants around, and then humans introduced them into our forests, and they have skills that make them pest plants. They're really, really good at covering the canopy and taking over the canopy forest, or they're very good at living in the shade, which New Zealand has a lot of shade amongst its normal natural forests. So the likes of moth plant and ginger and so forth are very shade tolerant. Also, what makes them amazing competitors with our native plants to regenerate is that they can spread and grow very, very quickly. They grow at a far higher rate than our native plants, and as I said, they can dominate the canopy, they can live in the shade, and they can disperse very high either on the wind or by bird seed distribution.
So some of our birds actually do feed on these plants?
Yes, they can feed on. They don't know the difference. It's all about food for them, so they can distribute it unknowingly amongst the forests, as well as the introduced birds like the rosellas and other birds like that can have a big dispersal effect. The moth plant itself actually has about 500 seeds in each pod,
wow,
as we've seen, and they can disperse on the wind for many, many kilometres and grow at a phenomenal rate to outcompete our native forests. So the work that we're doing with the children, with our community groups and with our rangers here at Bream Head to Whara Conservation Trust is really trying to remove that competition. At the moment it's focused on just containing the matures, so it's not getting any bigger, and then when we get more funds and more children like you coming along to help us, we can take it right down to, as you can see here, we'll be able to replant and restore it purely clean without the introduced weeds.
And you just touched on something there about you guys helping, because I like planting and trapping, it's all good, but there's something really satisfying about getting weeds out of the ground, and it's, find out about some projects, see if you can identify some of those weeds that might be around the places where you live, around those walking tracks, and get involved in being a bit of a weed buster. It's a good idea, isn't it, Adam?
Really good idea. It's very satisfying, as you say, Andrew, because you look straight back and you can see the effects immediately, whereas with predator control and that, it's very important, but we don't usually see what actually happens. But this is very, very satisfying, and in very short time, your backyard, your local community area that you're restoring, you can replant, turn it right back into forest pretty quick.
Brilliant.